Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me again today for January 2020. And we continue to look at the developing situation in Zimbabwe with the General Chiwenga and Mnangagwa. This issue was with us in 2019, and we're continuing with this issue. The two men are fighting each other, and more information is becoming available to us. So today I'm going to be looking at Spotlight Zimbabwe. This week they came out with a report regarding the visit of General Chiwenga to China. According to Spotlight Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa is very worried about the visit of General Chiwenga to China because he knows that visit was not for a medical review. In fact, the visit was arranged at the highest level in China by the president of China. The message was relayed through SB Moyo to General Chiwenga, who then traveled to China. But the problem is Mnangagwa normally is supposed to be informed of such invitations, but the invitation was not sent through the office of the president. In fact, the Chinese are reportedly now dealing directly with the office of the vice president, General Chiwenga. So this is the report, the way it is written here in Spotlight Zimbabwe, and the report was prepared by my brother Itai Mushekwe and Nenzi Mabaya. So this obviously is the first reason why Mnangagwa is worried, why the Chinese are now directly dealing with General Chiwenga and not coming through his office. And then while in China, Chiwenga met privately with the Chinese president on the 23rd of December. The media was not invited to this meeting. Chiwenga also met with the People's Liberation Army commander, Li Zhoucheng. And this must be worrying to Mnangagwa because these are high-level meetings. You're meeting a president and a vice president. You're meeting the commander of the Chinese army and your vice president. Another interesting piece of information in this article by Spotlight Zimbabwe is that China had planned to invite Mnangagwa sometime back in July 2019 to China. But then they stopped. Unexplainably, they just stopped the invitation, and then that is the period around which General Chiwenga was in China. And to deal with this issue, what Mnangagwa has done is that he has invited the foreign minister of China. And this guy has been invited by SB Moyo. He's called Minister Wang Yi. He has been invited to Zimbabwe this month. I think Mnangagwa is trying to deal with the issue. He's trying to talk directly to the Chinese and see how the relationship between the two can be resolved. Now, let's look at the conclusion. What's happening here? How can China do this? What is it that the Chinese know that we don't? Right, let me give you a bit of information the way it is written here in Spotlight Zimbabwe. Spotlight Zimbabwe says, while Mnangagwa is following the political route, General Chiwenga is following the only route he knows, which is the military route. But what is the objective? Apparently, in 2017, when the coup was undertaken or staged in Zimbabwe, the army generals in Zimbabwe told the Chinese that Mnangagwa's term would expire in 2020. But once Mnangagwa got into office, is now unwilling to let go of the position of president. In fact, he wants to push up to 2030. And this makes it difficult because the arrangement was that after 2020, General Chiwenga will then take over and assume the president and finish Mnangagwa's term. And this is the foundation of all these problems that we're seeing. Mnangagwa not willing to let go so that General Chiwenga can take over the Chinese have banked a lot on General Chiwenga to fulfill all that they wanted to fulfill in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a strong military asset for the Chinese. The Chinese have invested a lot in the mineral sector in Zimbabwe. They're even building the new parliament of Zimbabwe. So the Chinese want a long-term relationship in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, rich in mineral, positioned almost centrally in Southern Africa. If the Chinese were to dominate in Zimbabwe, they would dominate almost the whole of Southern Africa, and they will have an advantage because it's a quick move from Zimbabwe to Zambia, Zimbabwe to Botswana, Zimbabwe to South Africa, Zimbabwe to Malawi, Zimbabwe to Mozambique, and to the coast there in Mozambique. It's a strategic location. The Zimbabweans also have a lot of minerals, diamonds, platinum, lithium. It's almost a perfect country to be in. The weather is perfect for agriculture. The Chinese selling directly into Zimbabwe where there's no manufacturing taking place. So if the plans of the Chinese do not come to pass, it means they will have lost a lot. So they want General Chiwenga to be in position. They want General Chiwenga to take over in Zimbabwe. But Mnangagwa is pushing back. This is the root of this fight between General Chiwenga and Mnangagwa. The Chinese have also come out openly last year criticizing Mnangagwa, his government, Mthuli. You remember when they say we gave him 5 chickens and he counted only 2. So the Chinese, they are not shy about this. They are openly on the side of General Chiwenga, and what they've done now by inviting General Chiwenga to China and having all these meetings with him, closed door meetings, is going to make the situation between General Chiwenga and Mnangagwa even worse. Right, so this is the information that I have here from Spotlight Zimbabwe, an article that came out on Friday. So every weekend I try to review the work done by my brother Itai Mshekwe and his great team there at Spotlight Zimbabwe. Please go and read the full article at spotlight-z.com. So spotlight-z.com. That is the Spotlight Zimbabwe website. Great job that these guys are doing, and I hope that in 2020 we're going to be continuing our partnership where they produce the articles and they allow us to read them. I've already talked to my brother Itai Mshekwe and he's happy for us to continue to do this. Please continue following these guys. Great job that they're doing. Right, thank you very much for watching, and I just want to conclude by saying, by the way, TV7 Live and Dr. Clarence this morning have reported that General Chiwenga is back in Zimbabwe. Please go and have a look at that article. We've linked that article on our website, gambakwe.com. And I am praying that our website, our YouTube channel will be back online by next week. Then we can continue to publicize political news on Gambakwe Media and entertainment news on Gambakwe Entertainment. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and share on this post. Like our Facebook page and subscribe to the Gambakwe Entertainment YouTube channel. And if you are receiving this on our WhatsApp channel, please forward this to as many people as possible.